David, thanks very much. Some sex assault survivors worry an event meant to honor them tomorrow might get, quote, undermined by a new city staffing development.
Last week, Assistant City Manager Jesus Garza announced the hiring of former Police Chief Art Acevedo. We told you he's going to be serving as an Assistant City Manager focused solely on the police department.
During Acevedo's tenure, several issues with sex assault cases arose, ultimately costing the city a nearly $1 million settlement and millions more in police department improvements. KXAN's Brianna Hollis reports.
A public apology for the mishandling of sexual assault cases by the Austin Police Department. This comes just days after
Art Acevedo is returning to the city.
The city announced the hiring of the former police chief many blame for the root of the problem surrounding these sex assault cases. The apology is a condition of a survivor's lawsuit against the city. It was on the books before the city decided to bring Art Acevedo back in this new role.
It really does undermine what should be a significant and profound experience.
Elizabeth Myers worked with survivors as part of that lawsuit. Several of them told her they're worried about the future of sex crime investigations with Acevedo back in Austin in an assistant city manager position. During his tenure as chief, a public audit noted issues with botched DNA results and untested rape kits at the police department's crime lab, and a lack of compassionate approaches to investigations. We've tried to call Acevedo since last week to talk to him about his new role.
Truly cared about the community.
In lieu of that, we spoke to former APD staffer Joe Munoz. He says he worked closely with Acevedo.
He was the only person that I knew would return phone calls and to whoever.
Since the original audit into APD sex crimes investigations came out, APD dedicated millions of dollars in funding to these investigations and enrolled detectives in trauma-informed training. The DNA lab is also no longer under APD's jurisdiction.
The leadership within the department now, we're really dedicated to rebuilding trust.
Time will tell.
Brianna Hollis, KXAN News.
And several city council members concerned with Acevedo's hiring had a meeting this afternoon with the interim city manager. One council member told us they see the need for this new position, but they just don't know if Acevedo is the right person for the job.
For the most part, crime rates dropped under Art Acevedo's watch from 2007 to 2016. That dip came despite a population growth during that 9-year period, according to APD data. Toward the end of his tenure in 2016, crime was trending upwards. But keep in mind, in that time, the city grew by 180,000 or so people.
Well, Austin police arrested